Good evening, everybody. Welcome to your Tuesday evening Facebook Live. My name is Sarah Edwards. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I come to you guys live every Tuesday and Thursday to show you a fun new project. So last week, I was not here Tuesday or Thursday because we were at our summer retreat in a hotel in Scottsdale, Arizona, and we were there the entire week. We had so much fun. I honestly don't think I have gone to bed past 1 a.m. in a really long time for 7 days straight. It was literally a blast. I literally kept getting a second wind right when I was like, I'm done. I've got to go to sleep, and then I would get a second wind and continue on. So last week was amazing. So much fun. And the crowd, all the ladies, we had a blast. So if you haven't been to one of the retreats, you definitely will want to come. October is the next retreat, and hopefully I will have the email sent out the end of this week, beginning of next week for the October retreat. That one is actually held at my home. So the October, January, and April are held here, and then the summer one is held in a resort in Scottsdale. So, good evening, everybody. Hello, Heather, Darlene, Valerie. Good evening. I was going to say good morning. We have one card we're going to be doing tonight. I had Lucas yesterday. Okay, so let me start from the beginning. Sunday, we left the hotel about 4, got home about 4:45, unloaded the van. I really wanted to dust and put everything away, but that didn't happen. Literally, everything is in my office and in my craft room on the floor and the table. So everything's a hot mess. I was able to find my cutter and the embossing machine and a couple things to do today's card. So we have to just bear with me. It is a super cute card. Jessica just logged on. She actually created this card at the retreat, and I fell in love with it. I haven't done it in years, so that's what we're going to be playing with. And I didn't get a chance to go through everything to show everybody all the pillow gifts and things that you got throughout the retreat, so hopefully I will have it done for Thursday's live. Cross our fingers. It's a hot mess in there, so I can't guarantee anything. Okay, let me flip you over so we can get started. So let me make sure we are live on my iPad. There we are. Okay, so let's start with the stamp set. So this is the stamp set we're going to be using, and it's this little Piggy. I did not purchase this. My upline actually brought it to the retreat, and I made a bunch of these little piggies. Oh, they're so stinking cute. And I couldn't resist doing today's card with these little piggies. She let me borrow the stamp set, so I can't forget to give that back to her. So this is the stamp set we're going to be playing with. And then this is the designer series paper that I chose to use. So it is holiday, but I really liked this pink, and they're kind of stars, I guess I would call them. But I think it worked really well with the little piggies. So this is in the holiday catalog. It's a, I can't even say the word. It's a huge pack. So it's 12 by 12, and you get 36 sheets, if I am correct. Oh, 48 sheets. So you get 4 sheets of each design. So you will get 4 12 by 12 sheets of this design. You could use the Christmas side if you wanted to, or flip it over to use for the little piggies. So this is a huge set. Okay, let me show you Jessica's cards first. So this is what Jessica did at the retreat, and I was literally blown away with them because they were so stinking cute. And I didn't have time to design this card at the retreat, so I told her that I was going to steal 2 of them and give them back to her later. So you have the white on the inside because we're using the colored cardstock. And this is what I'm going to show you guys. Okay, let's bring in the card we are going to be making. So we are going to be doing this one. So it says, this little piggy says happy birthday. I think I'm going to do this in blue and give this to my grandson for his 1-year-old. Can you believe he's already going to be 1? It's so sad. I had him on Monday, and whew, he gave me a run for my money. Literally, he was running all over the place. Okay, so what we are going to need first is a piece of your cardstock, and this is 4 1/4 by 8 1/2. So if you have your 8 1/2 by 11, you're going to score it at 4 1/4, so it's automatically 8 1/2. And you're going to score it right in half at 4 1/4. So we're going to go ahead and fold that, give it a good crease. Let's see, who just logged on? Jill logged on, Barbara logged on. Hello. Oh, I see Beverly logged on. Hello, ladies. Okay, so we have our 4 1/4 by 8 1/2, and I scored it at 4 1/4, and I just folded that in half. You will need 2 pieces of our basic whites, and these measure 4 inches. It's a 4-inch square, and this is what one is going to go on the outside, and one is going to go on the inside. So if you're using our basic white for the cardstock, our thick basic white, you won't need this piece to go on the inside. Only if you're using colored cardstock do you need that. And then our piece of designer series paper is 3/4 by 3/4. So it's a 3 3/4 inch square, and it layers right on top. So before we start attaching that together, I wanted to bring in a piece of scrap basic white, and we are going to stamp the pig, but I literally think I left the pig sitting on the table. Hold on. I might have him over here, but I will still talk to you while I walk into the craft room. Oh, there's a pig sitting right there in the corner. I literally have like a 1-inch space that is cleared on my desk, and that's where he was. So I'm going to go ahead and use the mementos. And usually I like to pre-cut my circles and then stamp, but with this guy, I wanted to make sure I was going to get all of the pig and the flowers in the circle, so that's why I went ahead and stamped first. So we're going to stamp first. I did forget, like a silly goose, to bring in the stitched shapes. So this is how we're going to get our circles, and Jessica used the square on one of them, so you could use either one of them. My plan was to do one of each, but it didn't happen. So we're going to use the 2 largest, or the largest and then the next size down, and that's what you would use if you wanted to do the square as well. And I'm going to bring in these 2 dies as well. Okay, so I've already stamped the pig, and I want to bring in the wee really quick, and I'm only stamping this first in case when I stamp the wee that I get a halo. I can flip my paper over, and I haven't colored any of the pigs, so I'm not wasting paper, but I'm not going to color it and then realize that I got a halo and have to start all over. So that is perfect. And while this is out, I want to stamp this little piggy. Says happy birthday, and I'm stamping this in polished pink. I'm just going to come down here and stamp him in the bottom. Perfect. So now when I die cut all of this out, I can do it at once. So let me scoot this over, bring in my embossing machine. So I'm going to lay my basic white paper down. I'm going to put the circle, I think it is a little upside down, just the way it's sitting on my camera. So I'm just going to set that there. And I'm going to bring this guy in, center that. I hope he's not, you know what, I'm just going to, snap. Hold on, let's restamp that. I didn't leave enough edge on the side. So let's stamp him right there. I think I'm off camera, so sorry about that. When I stamped this originally, I stamped too close to the edge, and I don't think it's going to give the dimension. Oh, and I think, oh my gosh, what is wrong with me? Okay, let's do that second. Apparently my brain is not working today, so we're going to run this one through. And when I use the blender pens to color this, I just did a shadow. I didn't color the entire inside. Okay, so we're going to flip this piece of paper over. We're going to stamp this again. 3rd time is a charm, right? We're going to stamp this right in the center. Now we won't have any issues. So I'm going to set this down. Kind of just make sure it's a tight squeeze. And I'm going to grab a piece of Post-it note tape just to hold this down, just so he doesn't shift when I put the lid on. There we go. grab the lid. Make sure you always put the lid on when you're running your dies, otherwise the roller on the inside will bend your die. And you can definitely ask me how I know that. It's happened to me just once. So we're going to pop this guy out. And I want to pull this off just so I don't accidentally throw it away. There we go. So we have this little piggy says happy birthday, and we have our little pig on our circle. So I'm going to bring in the dark polished pink and the light polished pink. I just wanted to give this a little bit of a highlight, so I'm just going to outline the Mementos ink. I'm not going to color all of him in. I actually made quite a few of these cards over the weekend, and that's how I did it. Just very light and subtle. Well, that was so subtle I wasn't even putting the tip down. And then before I get rid of the light one, I'm just going to come in and I'm going to color the flowers. So if you're not a huge coloring kind of person, this is really nice because you don't have to do a lot of coloring, except these little flower petals. Okay, so that's it with the light. I'm going to come in with the dark. And I'm going to start with doing the inside of the flowers because I want to go over those twice, just to make it pop. So now I'm going to come in and do his tip of his nose, and I'm going to go ahead and come over and do the outline of the pig again. This just kind of gives it a little 3D look, or 2D since I'm using two colors. However you look at it. And then I want to color his little tail. And I'm just following the edge. There we go. And I want to do his little paw or hoof. Now I'm going to come in and just make those a tiny bit darker. There we go. One last color is our dark Granny Apple Green. And I'm just going to come in and color this little leaf. Done. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, right? Okay, so there's that. I am going to talk to you because I think I left another piece in my crafter. No, I did, but I love having the little earbuds in because I can talk whenever I forget something, and then you don't even really know that I'm gone. Okay, so I have a piece of scratch polished pink, and I need this little guy. So I'm just going to run this through really quick. I actually thought I did cut one, but I don't see it on my table. As soon as I move something, I'll find it, I'm sure. But it's just as easy to cut another one. There we go. Okay, so this one I'm going to go ahead and glue straight down. I'm going to pop all of it up. So I'm going to add some adhesive. That was a lot. Hopefully it doesn't leak out. I'll let that dry before I kind of smash them together. This one is going to layer on top of the other circle we cut earlier. Now this is when it kind of gets a little tricky when we put this circle piece on. So I'm going to set those aside, bring in our card, and I'm going to put the inside in first because I tend to forget to do that. So there's our piece. And then let me crease that a little bit better so it stays closed. So this piece, I'm going to go ahead and put adhesive on the back. Glue this down. That looks really good. And then you could use either side, but I'm going to stick with the little stars. This is going to go in the center. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to bring our little pig in, and oops, we want to bring in some dimensionals. So this is obviously the bottom of our pig, so we know we want to put at least one dimensional at the bottom of the little pig. And then I don't want to go too far up, so I am just going to come up here and put one on each side. So they're kind of spaced evenly. This one might be a little bit more even, But when we go to put this on, we don't want stickiness up at the top. Now to make sure it stays nice and secure, I'm going to come in and put one dimensional up at the top of the page, or up the top of the card. Because when I go to pull this off and grab an envelope, I did forget to mention that, so you know how far to place your circle. So see, the one dimensional is up top, so that's going to be in the center once we attach this. So that looks pretty good. So we're going to press that down, and now you don't have any dimensionals or stickies showing through the back. So just make sure to put one in the center and then a couple right at the bottom, and that will secure it really well. So now we can come in and put some dimensionals on the back of our sentiments. Peel those off, and you can set this wherever you want. And I did bring in some of these gems. I loved the light pink ones, and because these are super thick, I didn't want to put them on something that I've already put dimensionals on. I didn't want it to be super thick for the mail. So I just came in and put a few inside the little stars. You don't have to do every single one of them, but you can do a couple of the big ones. You don't even have to do this part, but I thought it might look super cute. I don't know if there are such things as a purple pig, but you know what? It's your card. You can make a purple pig. But these gorgeous grape ones on top would look absolutely stunning. So there you go. That was your quick and easy card. And once you lay it on your envelope, it will fit perfectly inside your envelope. Here, I'll just show you. There we go. And now your card is ready to go. And it's a super fun fold. I think it's a super fun, easy fold. And you can get 2 of these out of a sheet of 8.5 by 11. And you do have a little smidgen left over, but it's just not using any more cardstock than doing a regular card. So there you go. So here are the 2 that I did for the live. And here are the 2 that my girlfriend Jessica did. Either way you do them, you can use the little doggies, the blown away one, or the little piggies. So there you go. Hopefully you guys liked it. Thank you so much for all the hearts and the thumbs up. I totally appreciate it. And I'm so excited to be back. I cannot believe it has been so long. I was sick forever, and then the retreat happened, and I think, cross your fingers, we are back and ready for our Tuesdays and Thursdays live. If you need anything, please feel free to reach out. Card class is on August 1st, so I'll be hopefully sending that email out as well. And if you need anything, let me know. We'll talk to you guys soon. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.